All right, my friends, today's topic is going to be on lost but found. There are many of you who are traveling life's highway, and you've come to realize that you feel directionless, unnoticed, and insignificant. You had your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, and varied interests, but things in life didn't work out as planned. What would you wager on being able to reconstitute yourself and find your place once again in this world in a way that is meaningful to you? Listen to this story. Montreal residents Shoshana and Des thought their priceless photos of New York City were gone forever after they lost their digital camera's memory card during a 2008 trip. They posted an ad on Craigslist, but nothing turned up. The couple was shocked when the memory card arrived in the mail 3 years later. Kelly Sullivan, a Museum of Modern Art attendant who was working the day Shoshana and Des visited, had noticed the tiny memory card on the museum floor. She posted the photos to ifoundyourcamera.net, where Nicole Bax, a student in British Columbia, stumbled on them while idly looking through photos. Bax had recognized Shoshana as a friend of her mom's, and the card made its way back home. "What were the odds?" said Bax. Now, there really are a lot of things we could mention here. There's a lot of points that could be made, but I'm only going to focus on 4 things that we need to find once again. Now, listen very carefully, because I think at some level, each one of these will speak to you. Do me a favor, leave a comment down below and express what this meant to you, how it spoke to you, and what a difference it will make. The first point I want to drive home is that you need to find time. You might say, "Greg, I don't have any time left for anything else. I think I've already established that." Well, however, you do need to find time to work things out with others. You see, as you've taken on adult responsibilities and tried to live up to the expectations of others and fulfill the obligations that are thrust upon you, you might have sacrificed a marriage or two and even a number of friendships along the way. You need to find time to work things out, make crooked paths straight with the people that you care about, or you will lose them. You also need to find time to rest and relax. Perhaps you're burning the candle at both ends and you're working yourself to death. But if you don't find time to rest, you literally won't have anything left. You also need to find time to engage with others. As you grow older, you have fewer friends. You need to remember to keep making new friends, but you need to engage with the ones that you have currently. You need to hear from them as well as they need to hear from you. You need to find time to be of service to others. This is where you selflessly devote a level of interest in some capacity in somebody else to fulfill a need that has nothing to do with you. This will give you great purpose and meaning. You also need to find time to do the things that you love. You've let some things go. Perhaps it's playing the piano, playing the guitar, taking nature trail hikes, or just enjoying a photography hobby, or whatever else it might be. There's as many different interests as there are people, but you've let something go. Isn't that right? Pick it up once again. Find time to do something that you love. You deserve it. The second point I want to make here is that you need to find your mark. Now, there was something that you had your eye on. There was a prize. There was a finish line. And you were working toward it at one time, but you've given it up and you've left it in the past. You need to reevaluate what you want in life and reassess your position, because it might be different now than it was then. You're just at a different stage and different season, and that's okay. But what you do is you find out what it is that you really treasure, and then formulate a strategy. Build a framework and a constitution that will suit your needs and get you on your way to getting closer to the finish line or hitting the bullseye. And enjoy the process, because hitting bullseye is not necessarily what it's all about. It could be just inching closer to it. It's also not about necessarily finishing first in the race, but just being part of the photo finish. Think about that. Now, the third point to be made here is that you need to find happiness. If you are completely miserable with how life has turned out or treated you, you need to get down to the bottom of why. Now, this might take some detective work or some soul searching on your part. You might have been blaming yourself or blaming others, or suspect that there's a chemical imbalance, and this might require some professional help, and that's okay. You do have a responsibility to yourself to find out why you're so unhappy. You owe it to yourself. But if this comes down to a matter of a disgust of a lack of material wealth, and you need to shed your expectations of materialism and realize that the only one who's responsibility for your happiness is you. And the best thing that you can do is learn to be content with what you've been given, with what you have, until God is willing to give you more. Therein lies the secret. The fourth and final point is this: you need to find your voice. This is a matter of self-expression. Discover what it is that really interests you at this stage in your life. The reason why I put it that way is because things do change from season to season based upon growth, output, interest, and capacity. Become obsessed with something to where your mind's eye is so sharply focused they can almost think of nothing else. Learn the language of whatever it is that you're absorbed by, and learn how to communicate that with others in a way that they can understand it. And this will give you so much purpose. But another thing you have to remember about this is you have to disregard the critics because they will abound. But your fervor should abound much more. Guys, keep these things in mind. Don't forget them. Practice them. Dwell on them. Ruminate. And apply them. And if you do, ask yourself, what are the odds? I think they're pretty good. Keep up the good work. I'll see you guys in the next one. Be wise.